Hey, YouTube.com. I'm Jason Moore from MakingStarWars.net. And today, I got your friend Rob, a Jiggly James friend James, and Max Zandow. Sorry, that was a bit extreme.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, so today we're going to be
Max, I'll let you know, you got a little competition. James and his lucky lady were at the Bridgerton.
They were inspired by me.
Cosplay.
I swear, I started to screenshot James at Bridgerton to send to you, and they'd be like, "Hey, do whatever you want with it, homie." Then I was like, "You know what? I'm not going to do
judgments.
it. I love James. No. I'm not going to do that to him." But it appears you came to James at Bridgerton on your own, and you looked very dapper, James.
Well, thank you. As long as you didn't see the video of me trying to dance. I mean, that's
yeah,
that's a scary one.
I didn't go that far.
Yeah,
I'm interested in you to a level, and then I go, "That's just James living his life," and I leave it alone.
I mean, James, because of your love, you go to Bridgerton, and because of my love of the show, I may have to eat Jack in a Box in 3 weeks. And I'm telling you, like this, we make sacrifices on this in this place, don't we?
Yeah, a little bit.
You moved from the basement to the closet. Hold on.
What?
Nice background, James.
Just well, I'm actually technically at my work. Oh, no. I'm at my studio today.
That's cool.
Some plumbing problems that.
We need to tell people what we're going to talk about, or they're just going to leave. They're going to think this is a Bridgerton podcast, and they're going to be like, "Oh, Bridgerton." And then when we don't do it, then they're going to be mad. They're going to give it a thumbs down. No,
just call it Bridgerton Rodeo. And
we're going to talk about if Palpatine's back, according to some things. We got some new shirts. You in on Kimmel? Probably not. And Kenobi is almost done. Okay, so those are the things that we are going to hit. And our good buddy Baymax and our good buddy Sketchcraft combined their efforts and came up with a shirt. So we got a Making Star Wars shirt today, and that you could get. I think we just lost Max to Invasion, but yeah, you could get this right here on TeePublic, and I put the links in the old comment section here. So if you want to get it, and the back of this one, this is like the classic Nirvana style one, and pot stirring, dog whistling, fence sitting, culture war whores. If you had the original Nirvana shirt back in the day, you'll know what that is. And on the front, we got our happy face Death Star. And then you could get your mug, you could get your sticker. I like it made a good sticker. If it'll load, look, you get a mug. And we had to dance around them, not finding an excuse to get it taken away. So that's why it doesn't have the vowels, but I think it works. I think it does its job. And yeah, so you could go over to TeePublic and grab any of these and stickers. $2 on sale. $2 for a Making Star Wars Death Star Happy Face sticker. So if you guys want one, that's one way of supporting the channel. Or you could be the channel member, Patreon supporter, whichever. Both of those are nice too, and I appreciate that. So thanks to everyone who does that. Who does that stuff? A flamethrower?
Yeah, hell yeah! Making Star Wars flamethrower.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to show the other style. I'll show the other style in a minute when we go to and I'll plug it again later. But yeah, I like the other one. The other one doesn't have the back, so if you don't want the bad words on the back because you got to pick up kids from school or something, in it. Yeah, there's that. But which I think is funny. But anyways, yeah. So up front, let's hit the Kimmel stuff first because what's the word? Is it Schadenfreude? Is that what it is?
Schadenfreude.
You Schadenfreude. You take delight in the pain of other people. Well, in this instance, it's kind of in that realm. Luke Miller says, I don't know about a trailer May 4th on Kimmel, but possibly earlier. I could see a 40-second clip coming on the Kimmel show. So I immediately signed up for the Kimmel for the Kimmel show for the audience. I wanted to go if Obi-Wan was going to be there, if Ewan McGregor was going to be on. I was like, I've gone to all of the Star Wars ones, I think, and I was like, I'm going to go. So I sign up. I get a thing at 8 a.m. on Saturday going confirm, and you're in. 1 minute later at 8:01, I hit the button, and it says it's sold out. And I was just like, oh man, I don't get to go. I'm like, well, that makes our May 4th Making Star Wars Celebration Day easier, because I'm Making Star Wars Celebration. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff that day about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. So you're going to want to come to that if you want to know what you want to know. And anyways, though, just now we were looking, and as I was pulling the pictures for that to show here, which I'm not going to bother with now, Ewan McGregor's been taken off. He's not on there now. Hold on, it's trying to send it to my phone. Right now, when I look, I see Ben Schwartz. That's all it shows. Not Ben Kenobi, not Ben Kenobi, user of the shorts, but Ben Schwartz. Which is either a really funny coincidence, but right? it says sold out, and then you just got the shorts there on the bottom. So I don't think it's happening. I think they may have something has been happening. I'm not trying to. If I tell you guys something is going to happen and then it doesn't happen, I just got it wrong or I fucked up. Like I'm not trying to win anything or make excuses for like things that didn't pan out. All of our sources that were telling us like a trailer was coming told us 2 15-second clips. We got 1 15-second clip, but none of the new footage was in that one. And then the second clip never hit. And then now Ewan was supposed to be on Kimmel, where we were supposed to get the next batch of content, and he's apparently not on. So all I could say is shit did change. I'm not trying to justify fucking not getting something right. I'll just say I didn't get it right. You know what I mean? I'll just take the loss. What?
There's a good chance I don't have to eat Jack in a Box. Huh?
Well, no, I think if they magically put together a 2-minute long trailer instead, I don't see that happening. I don't see that as see that as that's a pretty big. It has to go through like ratings boards, and it has to go through. So, I would love to be. I would love to be wrong. Like when it comes to this stuff, I am happy to be wrong. You know what I mean? But are people have been really telling us that that's on the table here? So I am not expecting one anytime soon. For what it's worth,
I got to do extra sit-ups starting today to make up for the calorie count that's coming my way. I need 3 weeks of sit-ups.
Yeah,
it's gonna take a hit.
Man, I will say, my daughter wanted McDonald's breakfast one time, and it was a big ass line. So we looked over, there was a Jack in the Box. I was like, how about we try something new? She's an adventurous child. She's always wants to try something new. So we went over and we tried the same thing at Burger King. I mean, Jack in the Box, and it was fucking awful. Do not try their breakfast burrito. The eggs were like wet. They were like wet eggs. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like at least McDonald's eggs taste like eggs, regardless of where those eggs may come from. I mean, they probably come from a chicken shit house. But at the same time, they at least taste like egg. Or huevos for our friends to the south. Max is going to reboot maize. You called it corn. But anyways, yeah. So we got the shirts. We got the Kenobi thing. I don't know if it's going to happen now. So I got to say, based off of this, if this did shift, I don't know what to expect for Kenobi. It sounds like they are changing things. It does. I gotta say,
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, because yeah, I don't know what's going on there because I mean, that a lot was supposed to be based around Kimmel. And so if that is canceled, for all we know, it was just the site glitched, or it just they were updating it to be sold out and they removed Ewan on accident. Who knows? I hope it's not wrong, but yeah, but right now it shows like Ben Schwartz only. So maybe it changed, maybe somebody said, you know what? Everybody knows Princess Leia's in this. Why are we hiding this? General audiences are probably going to care more about Leia being in it than are going to be surprised by it. That would be great, but who knows? So I don't know what's going on. I'll just straight up fucking tell you. I do know what's going on. I had a very good morning today. I went and had breakfast with my friends. How does Omega say it? Friends? I can't do it.
Did you have pancakes?
I can't tell you what I had. I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
It was
You're excited about the food. I know.
No.
I know. It's
because if I say what it
effective.
is, they might start, I'm always afraid. I don't know if it's ever happened. I'm always afraid of them hiring a PI to start tailing people from Manhattan Beach and shit like that. Why wouldn't they? It's not that much. You really want to?
What was that scene in Big Lebowski when he gets like, I'm a Seamus. I'm a brother Seamus.
Yeah. I mean,
working the angles. I always thought that was the guy who should have played Violator in the Spawn movie, by the way. That guy, the guy from Rocketeer. He was in Rocketeer,
every time they open up that cyber or not, it's not cyber security, but that security person for their content, I always apply and I never get the call. It just seems like it might be the guy that you may want to catch me if you can pay me the fuck off. I'll peace out with that. I'll be like, thanks. Great. Love you guys.
And then we get to start making StarWarsTheories.com.
Oh no.
And we're gonna take that. We're gonna be told we're making shit up.
So here's my making Star Wars theory is maybe Obi-Wan's I think they're gonna change Obi-Wan's race in this series and they're gonna recast him. That sounds like a making Star
Ed
Wars.
Sheeran's
theory.
playing Obi-Wan. Gonna just fucking rage.
I'm just gonna race
right? Yeah, they're
Matt,
giving him the full digital beard too, so he doesn't have to grow one out.
How's it going, Max?
It's not hard.
Good.
All right.
Station. I had to unplug and reboot.
Yeah, it's CO Bibble. By the way, I gotta say, you know how people always have these like dumb theories, like, oh, Jar Jar's the Sith Lord or whatever. My theory is that CO Bibble's been a fucking double agent the whole fucking time. Like, what was with that bullshit of him like completely selling them out in Phantom Menace and then just hanging around with no consequence after that? Like, he sold them out. He like literally is lying to them in that message to the Queen. Like, he's a fucking double agent.
Oh,
That's the one I think is the most likely, to be honest with you guys. And then they ended up liking the actor. Is it Oliver Ford Davies? Is that his name? I think.
Yeah.
And they end up liking the actor, so they just kept bringing him back and treating him like he was good. I don't know, man. I don't know. So do you think we can get the trailer on May 4th? Johannes asks, and I gotta say, I don't think so. I hope I'm wrong. I love to be wrong on that one. And just because we have it, like, it's like, how do you know what you don't know? Right? You just,
That's a really good question, man.
Right?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
How do
So
you know
the
what you
stupid
don't
kid
know?
in the back needs to
It's a word game.
Woo!
It's a word game.
Take it through.
Oh,
Right? You see what
oh
I'm saying?
wow! Right here, behind the eyeball, that one.
how do you know?
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And so, anyways, what I'm trying to say is that I don't know anything about one. And so it makes me believe that there isn't one, but it doesn't mean I know everything, because I can't know everything. I don't even know if Ewan McGregor is still on Jimmy Kimmel right now. It doesn't seem like he is, but Aria, what are you doing May 4th? You might want to come and hang out with us.
Ewan could have been cut from Obi-Wan. He could do a whole recasting.
Well, because Rev is the main character, is why. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They can deep fake Kenneth Branagh in now and get the one they wanted anyway. Anything's possible with the digital, with electronics. You can anything.
All right, so I am ready to exclusively report that Ewan McGregor has been cut from Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. He has been deep faked by Kenneth Branagh, and I got to tell you, because of the Reva backlash, she has also been cut and replaced with Whoopi Goldberg. If you've ever wondered what a Whoopi Goldberg dark side user would be like, you're going to learn on May 27th, 2022 on Star Wars. Reva.
She can get a dinosaur pal again. We can continue
we're
the
back.
dinosaur buddies.
A Reva story.
Oh, it's so great. Because Obi-Wan had a pet dragon, and now Reva will have a pet dragon. Yeah, it's great. It rhymes.
Yeah.
It's like poetry.
Yeah. So General Kenobi, who should know everything considering he's General Kenobi. Hello there. Do you think there's a trailer on May 4th? Nope. And what happened with the footage we were supposed to get? Me no know. What happened to Ewan McGregor on Kimmel? At this point, I don't fucking know. Just to be honest with you, General. The premiere is almost here, and I can't wait to experience it all with you. Thanks, man. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, they have decided to go a different way. I mean, I hope it's not anything. I hope that's all that it is. I hope it's not. I mean, we are in a pandemic still and stuff like that. I hope it's not like something is going on there or whatever. I don't know anything about that. I shouldn't even say that. I hope that there's like nothing going on. That's like, you know, I hope it's just they're decided to shift how they're going to do things. Maybe they're adapting to the leaks. Maybe they realize that they underdid it. I don't know. But this stuff isn't planned on the spot.
Hey, Jason,
so for them to do
this breaking news: Florida just passed a "Don't Say Reva" bill.
Oh,
so it's going to change the whole show. Yeah,
right.
The whole show is going to get changed. It's getting dark out there, folks. It's getting tough.
Wait, my source just texted me. Oh, my other source. I got double source right now. Yeah. The show has been called "Don't Say Reva," and it has a laugh track. It's a new comedy called "Don't Say Reva."
That's my favorite, by the way. Yeah, I love that one. That's the one I want when I really start shit at home with the wife. Like I would pray if I had that reality gem, I would create just a laugh track that everyone had to hear when I said shit.
That's good. Yeah, that's when Kenobi takes the shirt off. What was that, Max?
Can you imagine carrying that around? Like you have a laugh track with you, and like every time you say something funny, you just like turn it on. And
Max, if I want my wife to file for divorce, I know how. Like, that's it. Like I've already told her this. Like, I know how to get her to quit this whole
thing. Well, I mean, when James started dancing at the Bridgerton ball, that's what we all did. We went woo. Yeah.
They look snazzy though. I was like, I don't. They look great. I'm not even making fun of that.
You told me he was going, but I didn't know you were going to dress up. So
yeah, well.
Yeah, James is like, oh, make fun of me for taking my hot ass girlfriend out to a fucking thing. It's like, yeah, you just
rough life, you know.
Yeah, I mean, not the point I can say. It's like, you know, I'd go. Yeah, I go to. I mean, would I go to a Bridgerton ball? No. Would I go to a Bridgerton ball with the caliber of woman that James pulls? Yeah, I'll go to whatever ball you want. So I'm with you, dude. I got your back. I'm still gonna make fun of you, but I got you.
Nice.
So Luke, we for sure are getting TV spots starting May 4th. I gotta be honest with you, Luke. I hope I am wrong this year. Outside of the Bad Batch coming on May 4th, what's really, I mean, during the whole sequel trilogy years, what happened on May 4th? Like, they haven't really given that big of a shit about it. It's a cute data, I think, to put Ewan McGregor on Kimmel, but I also don't think it really is that important. And so I'm hoping that maybe we got something else planned that's bigger later in the month, and that Ewan will then be on Kimmel at that time. That's like a hope. I also think that this is a streaming show, and what truly matters is getting the word out closer to when you could actually subscribe to the fucking service and see the show. You know, if you do it too early, people just forget and just don't do it. And then it's all reliant on word of mouth. They want to get in they want to get you to subscribe, not the word of mouth, which they hope is positive, but you never know what it's going to be. You know,
the problem is this damn May the 4th fucking thing. Well, you know, like it's so catchy, but Star Wars came out on the 24th, and then they had to push it back to the 25th, and they had to push it back to the 27th. You know, and it's just these puns that have to line up with marketing, you know, and the realities of like turning a profit just don't match up.
Well, this week you've got Doctor Strange dropping in theaters. You've got the new Avatar trailer dropping this week, allegedly.
Already saw it.
I saw it.
Already saw it.
It was sent to me.
Yeah,
from somebody on the
Not
show.
Saying
maybe
hand. Somebody may have sent it.
Yeah,
nice.
I have to say, I watched it on a little tiny phone. It looked cool. The trailer itself did not make me any more interested in the story. A couple of the
trailer. It's not a story trailer.
Sorry, I didn't mean. Sorry, Dr. Avatar.
Stop.
But but
you're welcome.
No, but that is I know. But that is the no. But that's I think the biggest criticism that it has to overcome is the fact that the first story was like so weak. Even your jock dummy knows that's Pocahontas or whatever they happen to like.
Ferngully.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So
why they defend Boba Fett.
Hey, two wrongs don't make a right, buddy. Remember that.
Hey, the composer is the guy who helped work on Ferngully. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Not helping the case.
Huh?
It was.
What?
They said it was the last
friends.
rainforest.
Lean into it.
Right.
And then now people don't believe that rainforests are being destroyed every day.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
No. Anyways, what I was going to say before Rob got all hypersensitive about his avatar is that a couple of those underwater shots looked really, really, really rad, and I want to see it on screen. So I think if you have the chance to see it in the theater, that trailer, that's probably where it's. Obviously, it's always better, but it's probably way better. You know,
the thing I'm most excited about is, and this is something that you gotta give James Cameron this credit. No matter what film he does, when he sets up an action sequence, bro, like he takes you, like just even on the last Avatar, from up in the air with the giant battle, down to the ground, down to 3 characters, down to 2 characters. You know what I mean? Like he stages geography and action coherently and dramatically, never throwing a joke right when some bad shit really happens. He doesn't like pull back the emotion. You know what I mean? Like they'll be here and there, but once it gets serious and he gets more and more, doesn't matter if it's your story, if it's your setting. He's just no one's better than him at it. Not Chris Nolan, not any of these cats, dude. So
unless doors are involved, because Jack could have fit on that door. Jack could have fit on the door.
I personally am getting 4 more movies where I get to watch him fucking and create some crazy ass fucking action sequences, which, no offense, we're not getting a whole lot from anyone else. Even the Batman didn't have, like, the weakest part of that movie is arguably the action sequence. Everything else is great, but so getting someone that understands that at the caliber at which he does, I have yet to see him goof up. So like, I'm super excited. The trailer that we saw is not the highest of res, let's be fair. But
yeah, exactly.
I will be seeing the trailer this week because I already got my ticket to Doctor Strange on Thursday. So.
Doctor Strange.
Mask up. Yeah, it's playing with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Bespin Bulletin. I won't spoil any of the stuff because I know people are here for Star Wars spoilers, but I don't know about the other stuff, so I don't want to say it. But Bespin was sending me some stuff from Doctor Strange today. And I was like, whoa, that's cool. You know, like
I'm
cameo
excited.
stuff.
Yeah.
But
this is gonna be a fun month for geeks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh yeah.
To be honest, for geeks that aren't being currently attacked by Russia, this is gonna be a fun month. You know what I
mean? I'm excited for I'm more excited for Avatar after seeing the trailer. But like I said, the only thing about it was when I saw it is it felt like more of the same, but looks a little bit better, which is to be expected after 10 years or whatever it's been of effects evolution. So I want them to sell me. I want to know what the story is. I want to know what they're selling there. But I will also say I am with you on Cameron. Don't underestimate the guy. Like, you're always wrong. Yeah, so far this would be like maybe this if this one is the time that he's wrong, that he doesn't come through, then I guess eventually somebody does have a stinker, though, right? I mean,
No.
he, yeah,
No.
yeah,
No.
yeah. Everybody has
No.
a stinker eventually,
I mean, there's a lot of talented filmmakers.
unless they die.
Like,
Unless
honestly,
they die.
his biggest stinker is The Abyss, and most people would say, a lot of people would arguably say that it's their favorite Cameron film. That is the one that tanked at the theaters, hardcore. That is the one that people did not get. That is the one that his actors disowned him over because they didn't like the way he ran the set.
Yeah, I will never equate commercial success with quality. For the record, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. I don't care if it makes $1 or $1 bajillion. I'm talking about like
ask
like,
Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio or Ed Harris how they feel about James Cameron after that film. You know what I mean, just ask them. So
Mary Elizabeth, Sandra Bullock, Masterson, San Antonio, Houston, Texas. Well, what do you think about James Cameron?
it sounds like a SoundCloud rapper to me. Like, I'm interested. I want to hear what they got. Lay down some beats. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. So the celebration badge is out, and really quickly before we say anything, let's just go ahead and like share it. Let people get a good look at it, and then you could all tell me what you guys think of it. So you should be able to see it on the screen. All right, there it is.
What?
There's
lying.
a celebration badge.
You're lying.
No, I am dead serious, Max.
Alrighty, then.
Max, can you tell me what you're looking at right now?
No fucking idea.
Give it the squint test, Max. It looks like maybe it's Batman. I see Batman, like a Batman in the clouds, maybe in the Batman sky.
Looks like someone had a deadline to meet.
Or is that the slave one or whatever? The fire starter.
It looks like it's like it's the Mando ship,
Firestarter.
maybe.
Fire starter.
Yeah, it's the Razor Crest.
The Razor Crest.
Oh.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It looks like when you crop a screenshot in Instagram. You know what I mean? Because it only fits a one to one, right? You have to like remove it. Yeah.
What are they thinking?
It's pretty cool beans.
No, it's not.
Oh.
That's dog shit. That is the worst celebration badge.
You gotta
They've
have
ever done.
integrity around here, right? Like, not everything can be a winner, right? Sometimes you gotta have a stinker, and here we go. It's whatever.
Yeah,
I was telling Jason
I
for
know
the
people
show,
who collect
they
them
really
all.
got to go back to mascots. They got to go back to mascots for conventions. So, like, San Diego Comic-Con in the 90s had this toucan, and it was cool because you'd have this cartoon toucan, and no matter what image they put on the badge or on the souvenir booklet, you always had the logo and the toucans from the 70s.
Yeah,
and Star Wars is from the 70s. I wish they would just put the droids or fucking...
you have Grogu, you fucking idiots!
Oh,
you
yeah,
could have put
Grogu.
a cartoon Grogu, and no one would have had a problem.
Yeah.
Everybody would have loved you. You're fucking dumb. I mean, come on. That is how fucking stupid.
That don't
Whoever
look good.
made this choice has shit for brains. If you're a source of mine, I apologize. You are not dumb. but if you,
I
you're
didn't
not a
say
source of
that
mine,
this time.
you do it. No, that is. I mean, you have fucking Grogu. He's the cutest little fucking thing I've ever seen, and all you had to do was put him on there. It could have been drawn by somebody who does a fucking comic strip, and people would have been happy. It could have been anything.
Well, there's a artist named Dave Alvarez who did a lot of the art for Grogu for like the Hasbro stuff. Really animated, super good. Look up him. He's like a Warner Brothers style artist, super stretch and squatchy, really good artist. So like any one of those drawings they already have, they paid for, would have gone well right on here, you know.
Yeah. No, it's really weird. I'm thinking back to the very first celebration badge with Darth Maul on it. And today that looks a little bit dated in terms of its look. It was a really cheap badge. Loved it though. But the first celebration badge right now is doing victory laps around this thing. And here we are now 20 years later. And it's only gotten, I mean, I don't know what I'm looking at. Like there's documentaries you could watch where George Lucas literally talks about the squid test. Like if you squint your eyes, I think I'm seeing San Bernardino Mountains. Maybe. I think, is that Santa's village? I don't know what it is. It is so fucking awful. All I see is 4-day. 4 days popping on this one.
Maybe
Like,
that's the name of the new droid, 4-day.
4-day.
You know? So instead of 4-LOM, it's 4-day. Right?
Oh, is it a clue?
All makes sense now.
It's a clue.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
you never know.
just artwork of Obi-Wan Kenobi would have had, or a photo of Obi-Wan Kenobi, anything from Obi-Wan Kenobi. Instead, it's just, this is, I don't know, man. If this is like really if this is the badge that they've sent out, they are high. They really
just don't understand fun. Look, it's been a while since I've had to interact with Lucasfilm licensing, but I can assure you, for a number of years, and I don't think it's changed much based off what I've seen, they don't get fun. They don't get fun. They get Walmart corporate backpack, you know? Like, put the logo on something that's has integrity. It's tasteful. Think of Rogue One, and think of every T-shirt you saw for Rogue One. All those designs came from Lucasfilm down on high. No one made anything. And the shit they designed is super technical, super sterile. You know, whereas I was telling Jason, if you think about that little Ben-Hur style Schoolhouse Rocks Star Wars logo that Taika put together for that teaser for his film, like that shit's super fun. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of shit that should be on a shirt, not this flat background. That would not be the greatest cover for the art of the Mando. You know
dude,
Like,
this would
it's
be
like when you open the book,
like a color palette splash page at best.
It's not even good for a thumbnail on Disney Plus. I mean, it's horrible.
It doesn't work in multiple sizes. It is complete. It is complete shit. It is complete. It's completely. I do not. I usually try and be a devil's advocate and go, you know what? People did their best. In this instance, they did not do their best, or they were fighting so much that this was the compromise. And whoever is leading the charge needs to get rid of that person. They need to massively change whoever decided to do this, because they do not know what they're doing.
They need someone who knows how to throw a party and start treating it like it's called Celebration. Seriously, like throw a fucking party, man.
Oh,
like,
wait, Black Moody Light. That doesn't say Star Wars Celebration. That doesn't say. Well, you know, we really wanted it to reflect the 3-year COVID.
It's the least celebratory font for the word celebration I've ever seen.
It looks like war, like a war zone.
Yeah,
it's like almost a threat. Celebrate, motherfuckers! Like,
you know what it says to me? It says this isn't a threat. It says it's a promise. It's not going to be a good time.
You're gonna wish you were Jack and Rock when we're done with you.
Oh man,
I'm on point today, folks. In case you're wondering, whole day's been like this. Like,
make it a Downton stream. How many of you, when you first saw Downton Abbey, thought it was called Downtown Abbey? All of you. Don't lie. I know your secrets. Palpatine's back.
Syllables
Did he throw it out?
Man.
Someone quit. Get his cane. Boomer, you did it again.
Dad jokes.
Boomer with the win.
Boomer with the win. Oh yeah, before I forget, here is the other design, and you can change the color and stuff if you decide to make it different because you want it in a different color, whatever. But this is the one that doesn't have the bad words on it. And you can get these.
We got to work on some sizing and some positioning.
Should we?
I think we should do one where it's just the belly logos up toward the chest. Like
okay,
something a little more. It's a little Care Bear-ish, you know.
Hey, it's adorable. I say.
Just warn it. Look, big guys don't like big round circles on their tummies.
Our audience is very fit.
I'm not very fit. Chris. I think James and Max are probably in the best shape out of all of us, and we're all falling apart. Other than that, I've seen James in lederhosen, so I know what he looks like.
True.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear it.
Yeah.
Look horrible. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
this
get
is-
mine to style it and look
Do
very
it.
stylish. I will.
So Ian McDermott at ICC on the topic of wanting to reprise
It's a
his role
color
in Palpatine.
profile.
There's a certain show coming soon set around the time I may have considered to be very active. Whether or not you will see my physical body, I cannot comment on, but you will certainly feel my presence. And I don't know where that came from. That was the quote. Star Wars Santa had it today, but his audio was so messed up. I can't remember what it was, where it came from. And anyways, though, so in my opinion, Ian will be in something. Ian McDermott, Palpatine, will be back in something. But I will say I have spoken over the course of many months over the last year about Ian being in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And I'm going to say, if I got people to go on record about Qui-Gon Jinn, but they, for some reason, wouldn't talk about Palpatine, does that really make any sense? So in my estimation, is if we were going to bet, I'm going to say there's a 99.9% chance he is not in Star Wars Kenobi. And when I look at what Bespin Bulletin had of Emperor's Royal Guards, and I look at Meg's report about Masamita, however you say it, I think Andor is a likely candidate, but he also says, like, basically my body's not in it. He's basically saying, I didn't get in the Palpatine makeup. I didn't do that. So what does that leave open? Some kind of deep fake shit? I don't even know if you could deep fake Palpatine's fucked up face, really. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how effective it would be with his, how fucking crazy he looks. And so I gotta throw it out there. It's probably the cartoon. It's probably like Bad Batch or something, and he's done the voice in animated shows before. So
it
what do you guys
hard
think?
to sneak him into something. I mean, he wears a cowl. You could just, they could have something of just the back of his head with a hood, and you know who it is, and they could have him do ADR.
Or even a
from
hologram.
anywhere.
Or a hologram.
Yeah.
But well, see, if it's a hologram, they still have to film him.
Yeah.
You still have to film the hologram.
But you can film anybody in a cloak with a shadowed face, and
sure,
you don't have to actually light Ian McDermott.
Anybody
Anybody
at all.
You can use the lady from The Empire Strikes Back, the one that played
with the monkey eyes or whatever.
Yeah, there you
go. See, I always thought like it would have been fun if Lucas hadn't changed Palpatine in Empire Strikes Back. If they had been like, yeah, it was there all along. That wasn't the real Palpatine. There was another one. That was monkey eye Palpatine. Yeah, we do need to get a lamb head shirt. That is true.
We're working on all the merch, folks. And
one thing about the shirts, if you like the shirt, by all means pick it up, and if you don't, I think we'll try to size it differently. If Rob thinks the size should be different, so I think we'll do a different. We'll change the size. We'll do a different size one, but I'm also not going to be leaving the shirts up for too long, because I had shirts that Disney had no right taking down get taken down by Disney when they just go through their mass abortion of all shirts of things that they think could be their thing. So I will not be leaving the shirts up forever. So this one will probably leave up for like a week or two, and then I'll remove it, and maybe I'll put it back up if there's a big ask for it or something. But other than that, should be probably this shirt, and then we'll do another one down the road. But sorry, does that have something to say?
Shirt of the month.
Shirt of the month. Shirt of the month. There we go. So, yeah, and we needed an MSW cult shirt. I agree. It has to look super generic too. It has to like look bad on purpose, like it really is a cult shirt. You know what I mean? Like
Comic Sans.
Yeah, like Flo made it for us. Like somebody said, Flo, we are making you make our shirts, and she's like, yeah, boss, whatever you say, boss, I'll do whatever you said. I've been programmed to do it. I'm smart too. I can get leaked.
We'll just write it on a Post-it, and then we'll scan that, put the Post-it. Right.
You think my lamb chop as an Ewok would make the cut?
Yeah, I need to get some big Jim Jones glasses too. Luis, how's it going? Yoda is going to appear in Kenobi 100% convinced. Luis, I got to tell you, it's not. Sorry. I would love to be wrong once again, but if I'm betting on what I know, Yoda and Palpatine are a no-go. So it seems like no Yoda, no Palpatine. And I got to be honest with you, while we just think of it in this big pipe dream concept of, well, I want Yoda and Kenobi. Yeah. But when we look at the actual story, it doesn't actually like connect in any kind of logical way. I mean, the only thing I could see is if there was a moment or something where they needed to hide out and they went to Dagobah. But I would also say, if you were in my gang, that would get you killed. I would kill your ass if you showed up with Princess Leia at my house and I was Yoda and we were in a gang. You know what I mean? Like you don't do that. Like if this was Prohibition, that would get you shot. You know what I mean? So that is not a good idea. So anyways, so heading to Yoda at all would be bad. We did think that maybe there was a chance at one time. We thought we had Frank Oz there, and maybe Frank Oz was there, but he's not as Yoda. All hell, Lambhead.
So what I'm hearing is it's all about Reva. That's confirmed now, right?
All about Reva. Well, it's called Don't Say Reva, and it's a comedy.
I mean, Reva's got no connection to Yoda, so that's why he's not in it.
Yeah,
confirmed.
No, he's not in it. Yoda won't do comedy. He's too fucking stuck up for that. Johanna, how's it going? Sorry if you already said, but did you get the tickets to Kimmel? I didn't. This morning they baited me. They're like, hey, you need to confirm. And I was like, oh shit, maybe it was an error. Maybe more opened up. Clicked it. It was the same. But like I said, now Ewan's not on there either. So I'm kind of I'm like I said, I'm not glad, but if he's not there and I didn't get the tickets, then it's kind of a relief to me. Also, I wanted to do this May 4th thing, and boy, was I going to be exhausted.
They wouldn't do it as a surprise, though, right?
That would be really dumb to announce it, take it away, and then be like, surprised you. like I don't think Kimmel's people are that dumb. Other people maybe, but not. And they are owned by Disney. ABC, the Kimmel show, are owned by Disney.
Right.
So at the end of the day, if they had to bow to their corporate overlords, they would have to bow to their corporate overlords. But I don't think so. But we have to see if they keep promoting Ewan as on the show. I'm going to take that as just being some kind of clerical error. But and I don't remember if Ewan, if the other guy, Ben whatever, was the other guest, or if because he's the only guest listed now. So TVC Mackenzie, how's it going, Mackenzie? Ian mentioned at his panel at ICCCCCCON at ICCon, I guess, that the Emperor's presence can be felt in Kenobi. He didn't actually say Kenobi though, I don't think. So
something soon.
So
soon.
And I would say, if you just wanted to go with that, the Emperor's presence can be felt. It is the height of the Empire. It is like when they're at maximum, the resistance, the rebellion hasn't formed in a way that is in any way, notable yet. So they are at maximum assholery. So you could make that quote based off of that, just right by proxy, I guess. Either way you cut it. And big fan, Max Zandow's on the chat today. You might want. Oh wait, you're on the show too. What's going on?
He said hi, so I was saying hi back. Hey, Jason, I'm looking at Jimmy Kimmel's website, and Ewan's still on there.
Ewan is still on there. Okay, good. Good. Like I said, hopefully he just got taken off of the ticket thing for some reason.
You didn't get the tickets at all, regardless? Or?
No, the ticket site has removed him. Like I said, I hope that is incorrect.
But can you still go?
No, I can never go. I was never confirmed.
Oh, okay.
I got the ticket and you had to confirm it. Then when I went to confirm it, they're like, it's sold out. So basically what they do is they over they overgrant tickets, knowing
Got
that 20% of people won't show up or whatever. So
Mhm.
everybody got in before.
Kind of
me.
like when you get a one of those tickets to like a movie screening, you know, they
Yes.
give out the tickets. You got to get there like 7 hours early to see the movie, like 2 weeks early or some shit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And whenever I go to something, I'm not like if I'm playing a show and I'm playing music, I'll break my shit. I'll get crazy. But I'm the most boring person to go to anything with. If I'm not performing, I'm just like, I just take it in. I suck. And whenever I go to those commercial shows, like they want you to clap, my hands hurt when I leave that show because I'm not a clapper. My hands are very delicate, and I'm they're not meant for clapping.
Yes, they are.
But no, they weren't meant for clapping. It's kind of weird. It's
Whenever
very
I go to a
unnatural.
concert, I'm always dancing and clapping.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, and the people around me are usually sitting down. And we're at like a Madonna concert, and you're sitting down. You need to stand up. I'm not sitting down.
Yeah, I imagine when you're at a Madonna concert, you're probably crying and shit. Like,
No, I'm dancing.
you're not like, but you don't have like your makeup all smeared because like it's Madonna. She's like a virgin, you guys. No,
Not an asshole.
I'm kidding. But I mean, like, isn't Madonna your favorite?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
but I'm dancing. I'm not.
okay.
I'm standing up and dancing and blocking you.
So
You need to stand up.
okay. So this is Max at Madonna. I'm dancing. Is that what
Like
you
a
say? Right?
panther.
Like a band.
And the bird.
Madonna's guitar player, friend of mine, big Star Wars fan. That's how I know.
Really? Monty?
Yeah, Monty is a huge Star Wars fan.
Oh, you're friends with him?
He's like very nice. He's a very nice
Oh,
man.
cool.
Star Wars Fit says 34 watching, 14 likes. You sons of bitches! Surely you can do better for making Star Wars. Surely, Mr. Fitz. Thank you, Mr. Fitz. Yeah,
Oh,
please like the video. If you like it, we'll make more. Hey Chris, how's it going? Hey Chris, if you want to jump on, just let me know.
Like you've ever sounded, by the way. Like,
Huh?
I mean, if you like it, we'll probably do like another experimental film video.
We'll do another season. But it's gonna be more personal.
Yeah. It's mostly going to be about Lambhead, I think. But,
it's mostly about how Lambhead became Lambhead.
Lambhead a smaller story.
Rob, you beautiful,
Just like
stubborn
Othello.
individual. There isn't a second trailer. Ha 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 ha. He says like the Joker that he is.
See, he's already all capsing like a good boomer. You know what I mean? Like, he's getting there. He's on his way to being radicalized. Good for you, Chris.
Tyrant says, Jason, what actually happened is if Disney bought the Sonic IP and Ben Schwartz is now going to be Sonic playing the crossover in Kenobi instead of Ewan, then I think he would be a good Sonic. Ewan as Tails. You heard it here first. The young member says, I'm on the mid-series trailer train. Get the third episode out and do a boost. Show a couple of shots of the duel and show how high the stakes are. Get the interest fired up to the extreme. Yeah. I mean, that's also like I don't disagree with that. I think that would be a smart way to go about it. I also think that like I said, it's about getting subscribers. It's not about selling pre-sale tickets necessarily. It's not like the same kind of beast. And so what you want is you want people to subscribe, but then you also want them to subscribe for as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do it too early, people will go, well, I'm just going to wait. And then then they start tuning out at some point. So I think like they have like a difficult balance of not oversaturating and then just having where you start to become Star Wars blind to the ads and to the stuff like, and we're different. Like all of us are crazy. Like we hang on every teaser clip and everything that comes out. Whereas most people, it's like they only have that one shot to hook that person on and make them give it a whirl. And so
well at least for the next week, they're going to try to promote Doctor Strange over Obi-Wan. And I think it's safe to say that if we don't get a trailer on May 4th, we're not getting a trailer before the launch of the show, right? I mean, if there is a day at all,
you keep applying logic and reason to Lucasfilm. You keep This makes no. There is no timeline. There is no plan. They will do something at the last minute if they just get a fucking whimsy to do it. Like I'm telling you, they can't even get a badge right. Are you fucking kidding me?
They
put out a fucking a Facebook ad filled with the same shit that already got 75 million views. Only they added 1 month in the background, like anyone's keeping track of that shit. You know?
Yeah.
So
is it? Yeah. I mean, from like the way that I've always heard things go down and stuff like that, though. Everything is done so far in advance, like very far in advance, and it can oftentimes be really hard to divert once they're going. It's really hard to like change things without stepping on other.
If this is them
toes
going,
so no. What I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that they're randomly just going to go like, oh well, let's just do a clip with Reva and Leia today. Like it's like almost impossible for them to get it done in time to ever be reactive.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's just there's just too much red tape, too many committees, too many. For the most part, that's how it seems. That's my impression.
That I believe.
That is my impression.
I believe that. I buy that one.
And, so I've always heard of things that have been taken off the table late game, never anything added to the table for the most part. I can't think of an example. So I'm sure there's one, but I can't think of one, And
even combining the first and second episodes into one launch date, but that was over a month in advance that we got that.
Yeah.
Well over.
Yeah.
So that probably wasn't the plan from the beginning, but
I think it had to do with the fact that they weren't even fucking sure if Star Wars Celebration was going to be possible for a very long time, and therefore it was never really like I think. And then once they saw it's looking like we're gonna be able to like do it, I think that's when they're like, well, we want to show it there, we want to do that, but then the cat's gonna be out of the bag on the internet. We're gonna have to change what we want to do.
It just seems to me, Jason, that PAX East has a better marketing department than Lucasfilm. Like I'm just being honest.
Never had a good marketing department. Or
what's their excuse?
We'll see. Okay,
like,
so
is it
I'll
money,
tell you. I'll tell you my take, and it very well may be wrong. Okay, but my take is this: there's two things here of the way that things have gone on in the past. Well, the first is that you had a bunch of people hired on, and sometimes they will hire outside PR people to like handle things, but even that's a bit. But when it's done internally. You had a bunch of people that were more about, George Lucas was the fucking dude who did tone poems, right? So you were very much answering to a weirdo in terms of that marketing side. And then they started to clam up over the years. Like Pepsi had the fucking script. Like in 1999, Pepsi had the script. Like that's how different it was. Yeah. And over the years they saw, and that's why everything leaked. Everything leaked for Phantom Menace leaked through Pepsi. And so that got a bit smaller. And then the video game people had the whole script and had everything for instance. Like it was just a different time for the prequels, but those same people were there in charge very recently. One of the main people just retired, but Lynn Hall, is it Hall or Hill? Lynn Hill. Yeah, she was there for like ever. She just retired recently. Like there's changes have only started to happen now, but everyone who was beating up on Lucasfilm over the sequel trilogy era, whenever I would meet with Disney people at all, or the one time I was cool with them and met with them at D23, and I met with a Disney rep, Lynn was like, come and see us, Jason. I never fucking met her in person. I just got the angry phone calls from her. But in person, it's this very nice man who's not there anymore, named Daryl from Lucasfilm, Daryl Burquest, and he did the Marvel stuff. And what was happening was the Marvel people were taking over the Lucasfilm stuff. And in my opinion, I don't think they necessarily knew what they were doing. Disney knew that they can do it better than Lucasfilm. But also the Marvel people had Marvel to deal with. Yeah. And I don't care about Marvel, and all the Marvel people like trying to brag to me about how, they were playing racquetball with Chris Hemsworth that weekend. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Chris Hemsworth can kiss my fucking ass unless he's playing Luke Skywalker's son tomorrow. Something like that. You know what I mean? Like that was my take. I don't care. But my point was, I knew those people still had to do their Marvel duties. They were still running Marvel very well. And so all of the Lucasfilm stuff felt like it was an afterthought. It felt like just adding on more work onto somebody's plate. And so I think Lucasfilm was probably doing, well, here's our best ideas. And then Marvel was like, well, here's where you're dumb. And then they would change it and then they would handle it. I think that's how things were going. I don't know if things have changed in the last year, for instance, but up until Rise of Skywalker, that was essentially the way that it sounded like things worked to me. And from their own words, like the guy from Marvel was like, we think we're going to call Rogue One a Star Wars story. Do you know that? We're not going to use the anthology. Oh yeah, why is that? Anthology is not a very fun word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
in fairness, I mean, I think people think Lucasfilm is this giant company, and it's compared to like 20th Century Fox or Warner Brothers, who have these huge PR marketing firms working for them. Lucasfilm is very tiny compared to all of them. So yeah, they probably don't have a grasp on this stuff as well as most of your major studios, because they're really a small independent company. Lucas owned it. I mean, as big as Star Wars is,
and they're very prone to confirmation bias from the rabid lunatics who they've decided to focus on, like on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we've seen that stuff with the cartoons where they completely just missed the mark because somebody's like, Catalyst is having a hot Catalyst. And it's like, nobody actually thinks that way. Nobody really feels that way. Nobody's really jerking off the cartoons except for the weirdos on DeviantArt, and they're not buying your shit. They're jerking off the cartoons on DeviantArt.
Hey.
Sorry. I get pretty angry sometimes. You know? Maybe I should watch. I mean, maybe I should like the Incredible Hulk more. He makes more sense to me right now.
Well, the Hulk, actually, it's a good segue, is that was a deal that initially Marvel had with Universal as a one-off, right? And when they were first launching the Marvel Studios, they also had a distribution deal with Paramount for Iron Man, and they knew they were doing multiple flicks with Iron Man, and the Hulk was literally a one-off deal. So Universal felt zero interest in promoting that film. They're like, why? Well, this is a one-off. Why should we promote anything? Didn't matter that Iron Man was a huge success. They didn't care. It's just kind of, or is it Paramount? Whatever studio they fucking made the deal. I'm probably getting it backwards, but that studio did not give two fucking shits about promoting the fucking film because of that. It doesn't matter, you know, like that. So when you do have a studio that is like, hey, we got to fucking work on the marketing campaign for fucking Infinity Wars or Endgame and God knows what else was in between. Or, you know, Solo, you know, you end up at fucking Denny's, you know, with this cup, right? With this is you end up with this fucking cup that scratches no matter what.
But let's also be fair and be clear that it, like, that stuff was done by an outside PR firm. Like all of that shit right there, it was all handled differently. But when it comes to
sorry,
that was just a movie. I think that was just a movie theater 32 ounce.
This is the movie theater one. This is the IMAX cup.
Yeah.
I thought
it's it scratches like a motherfucker. It has more texture than Boba Fett's armor in the Book of Boba Fett, though. So I'll give it that. Like, it's got, you know what I mean? Like, it definitely looks like it came from a used universe.
So right here we have a tweet from Kelly Dixon saying Obi-Wan is almost
Kelly
done.
Dixon.
Yeah, she's edited on some random ass weird shows, like I think it's called Faking Bad and Better Call Paul. Shows I never.
What's really great about, she also worked on Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
But Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
It was like directly responsible for the Breaking Bad Insider Podcast and the Better Call Saul Insider Podcast. She's the one that got them to do the whole podcast thing. So it starts around season 2 of Breaking Bad. But if you ever want to sit back through those shows or even watch Better Call Saul, get the Insider Podcast. and listen to that. Literally, it's better than any after show, anybody else's fucking podcast. Because they'll have Vince, they'll have the editor on, the director on of the episode. Rian came on during his episodes. They'll bring in some of the actors, but it's always
Rian
good
Johansson.
conversations.
You know,
And Kelly Dixon was obviously editing a lot of, but she would bring in the editors on the ones she didn't edit and the ones she did edit, and so like it's really great. So she's fantastic.
Yeah. No, I know you are always talking about Better Call Saul, and I'm like, the fact that she's the editor and on it, I'm like, oh, that's a good thing. I'm on that. That's one step closer to the kind
right
of
now she's
new
not.
one.
She was.
What?
Not right now. Yeah. Not right now. She's not. She left the
She's
left
on
the whole
Star
crew
Wars.
with the she went to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then she went to Star Wars. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that, and I gotta say, like, I know people in Disney who've seen the whole thing, like all of the episodes. So I don't know this for certain. Obviously, I would be overstepping what I know, but my estimation, all that they're really finishing up now is probably inserting in the finished shots, finished visual
Palpatine
effects
footage.
works. The Palpatine footage, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The Reva reshoots.
Reva reshoot.
Can we sell that shirt? Reva reshoots.
Reva
Just,
reshoot.
like,
Yeah.
get that one going for like a week. May 4th only.
Don't say Reva.
Better call Reva, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Reva
Breaking
McIntyre.
Kenobi, all that bullshit. Yeah.
But yeah, so
Too
I mean,
soon.
it's 6 episodes long, so I got a feeling that the first episodes, I'm guessing that they're just working on the final episode right now. That would be my guess. But
So that's going to be okay. So actually, technically, it's going to be like Thursday night into Friday, right?
what?
Kenobi. It'll be like Thursday night going into Friday morning.
No, it'll be. Isn't it Tuesday night? What is Moon Night out? You're talking about the very first time or weekly?
No, for Kenobi.
Are you talking about the very first? Are you talking about the first 2 episodes? Okay, yeah, whatever celebration is on 27th.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember how that worked. Sorry, but then we'll have like the same Moon Night schedule moving forward for the 3rd. Yeah. Sorry, I misunderstood.
No, you're forgiven.
But you're gonna stay up every night.
Yeah.
You're gonna stay up every night. You're gonna be very tired. But all I could say is that's why they make cocaine. Just saying. Imagine how profitable you could be if you never had to sleep and you just drove all the time on cocaine.
I'll just sneeze.
and then
tech bros know.
And then if you sneeze on cocaine, I think you just shoot cocaine out of your nose and get everybody high. I've never done cocaine, for the record. I'm only making jokes. If I had, I would say I had, but I haven't. Robert St. Clair says the brother of Seamus from Big Lebowski was a classic at Silvio, the landlord, in the reverse peephole episode of Seinfeld. Oh yeah. Junkbox, making Star Wars theory. Leia's droid is going to be the main character of Kenobi. Yeah, there we go. This new droid. Yeah, that's the thing. I am hesitant about as our sources of mine who made the show that droid is supposed to compete with Grogu, or supposed to be the next Grogu, or is even being conceptualized in that way.
Really?
Lola. The one thing that I was hoping to get today is Lola the code? Or
she's
is
a
Lola?
showgirl.
But she'll always be our Lola, either way. You know what I mean? I'll be like, Lola, I knew you when you were living in the trailer park eating puppy chow. You know, showgirl style.
Oh, I gotta step away for a second. I'll be back.
Okay. I'll be back. So CO Bibble had stock in the Trade Federation. I think so too. As a true is saying no CO Bibble slander allowed. But I mean, remember, he literally did misinfo. So 2 things. Either he was lying to them, or he would rather have the queen come back and die than die himself. So CO is either a coward or a liar. One of the two.
Missed opportunity too. CO bubble tea.
Oh,
Right.
I would have.
Like,
We
good
could.
marketing.
We could still make it. I don't think anybody's going to come after us on that one.
We're invading the bubble tea, right? Like
Yeah.
little Bubba special. Right? Invasion.
Matt says, "Is there any news on the droid that Kamala is playing in Kenobi?" Are you trolling me, Matt? Because it is kind of a joke on Star Wars.net show where people ask me about the droid, Mr. Rissman. But if you are, yeah, he's definitely a human. Don't worry, he's a human. Apparently, he may handle some lightsabers too, but I don't think like as a Jedi or anything like that. Junkbox says, "Reva, everyone loves Reva, a Star Wars story." Oh, that's what I say. As is true, says, all I've seen people expecting Lego Star Wars Clone Wars expansions, a new game trailer, a new show announced, and Kenobi trailer on May 4th. Does no one remember previous years? That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I'm always like, hey, I hope this year they actually lean into it, because that's when. But I also think that like everyone gets mad about it, but their whole thing is they don't want anybody to know about spoilers, because if anyone expects what's going to happen, they're going to be disappointed. No, if you do something good, no one will be disappointed. That's the actual truth. But they think the unexpected is what's going to like work. So if everyone's expecting the trailer on May 4th or expecting something on May 4th, does it make the same splash? I think that's the question that they must be asking internally, or cognizantly. They're cognizant of that. That's what I mean to say. So I am not expecting anything. I was happy that we were going to get Ewan, or I still hope we are. I hope we are getting Ewan on the Kimmel show still. Maybe it was just taken off that site and it doesn't mean anything. But that's what I'm hoping. I have high hopes. But also, what does it mean for May 4th if Ewan is on Kimmel? Let's talk about that for a second. Let's go back to it. If Ewan's on Kimmel, he's going to show up at 11 p.m. that night, and he's going to have a Star Wars clip for you with 1 hour left of May 4th.
Jason, someone just commented, Tybor said Kimmel
Tybor?
Kimmel just tweeted about the changes, health reasons. But I read on it said that their daughter brought them COVID or something.
Oh no! I said that, and I didn't want to start like a rumor. But I was like, we are in a pandemic. Yeah, Chris just texted me. Ewan's still on a Wednesday Kimmel. I know someone is going. No, I gotta tell you, dude, it's sounding like they got COVID, huh?
But it's not saying anything about Ewan, just saying that their daughter brought them COVID, even though we specifically asked her not to, all feeling fine, double vaxxed and boosted, but the show must go on. Apologies to Tom Cruise, Eliza, and thanks to Mike Birbiglia.
Wait,
We'll
who
be
said
filling in.
this?
Jimmy Kimmel. It's on his Twitter.
On Jimmy Kimmel Live? At Jimmy Kimmel Live?
No, Jimmy Kimmel.
Is it really him?
It's just some guy named Jimmy Kimmel. Just some.
It's verified though. I don't have Twitter. I'm just looking on. Do you see it?
Well, I'm trying to. Yeah, you send it to me. That'd make this a lot easier if you can. Can you send it to me?
Yeah.
And then I'll put it up so that way we can see it on the show with our own eyes. Actually, I tried to go with Obi-Wan or Anakin, but I ended up going Willow. You are great. Oh, James is back. Hey, what are you doing there, James? I forgot about you. I thought
It's so good.
I thought maybe you were cutting a rug down there at Bridgerton. Tyrant is going to be a copy of Atlantis and the Abyss and the Revenant this time, y'all. He already copied Ferngully and Dances with Wolves last time.
You just sold me on a whole series, my friend. You just keep putting
Right?
all of them together. And then we'll get into Star Wars, copying about fucking 1,500 other things too. But you keep telling me how you want that Seven Samurai Star Wars movie.
Do you see it? Did you get it?
Hold on. Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna put it up on the old screen now for everyone to see with my own eyes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sorry, guys, I don't have Twitter, but
No, you are you are wise. Okay.
especially now, right?
Twitter. If I didn't have to use it to alert people to my work, I would not ever use it. Jimmy Kimmel. So our daughter brought us COVID, even though we specifically asked her not to. All feeling fine. I am double vaxxed and boosted, but the show must go on. Apologies to Tom Cruise. Okay, so Tom Cruise was supposed to be on tonight.
Okay.
And thanks to Mike. So basically, so Kimmel has COVID, and everybody's feeling fine, which means no shows this week on the Kimmel shows. What that says. So you and McGregor.
But it says that someone else is filling in for him starting tomorrow
really?
night. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks to Mike Birbiglia, who'll be filling in for me starting tomorrow night.
Okay. So,
So maybe he's having a guest host.
Well, yeah. If he has somebody filling in, that's what that would mean, because they have, you know, I mean, he may be not able to do a show for about up to 10 days or so.
Right.
I would think, based off of that.
Right.
But would you and McGregor go, well, Jimmy's not there, I'm out? So and maybe they're gonna, maybe he wanted to do it with them. Maybe when he comes back, Ewan will be there then, or maybe Ewan's still gonna be there tomorrow, and maybe just, who knows. We'll have to see. There hasn't been any. We haven't seen anything about the change. But yeah, okay. Sorry, I didn't see the bottom.
That's
Apologies to Tom Cruise and Lisa, and thanks to Mike Birbiglia at Berg Biggs, who will be filling in for me starting tomorrow night. Okay. Well, yeah. Hopefully they're not sick, and it's just a dumb hiccup in the road. Some people I know, they're getting it and it's not good. And other people I know are getting it and they're like, oh, I just had a little sniffle. You know, it's so all over the place, and you never know what it's going to be for you. That's what's shitty about it. So, hey, it's the Baymax.
Hey, Baymax.
But wow, that badge sucks hard, says Rick Jones. Yeah, it does. I like, if it was just a choice I disagree with, but I mean, like on the year when Grogu's still hot as fuck and Kenobi's coming out and Boba Fett just had a show, even regardless of what we think about it. I mean, there's like just so many, like, it's Boba fucking Fett. Like instead you give us a landscape with the ship in the distance, like, so fucking weird. You know, I'm even gonna say, I would have gone Grogu. I would have just gone with the crowd pleaser for sure. And he is in Book of Boba, so he even has a show out this year when you get down to it. But even just a Mandalorian visor, the minimalist on that thing would have been better than, you know.
Don't each day have different images? Like if you have you know what I mean?
That's the 4-day though. That's the one that is going to be remembered. Yeah, there might be one.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna remember that because
Yeah, they have a history of fucking these celebrations up, because the last one in Chicago, the only reason it happened here in my hometown is not because they decided McCormick Place is a great place to have a convention, because it's definitely not. It's the worst convention place possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. And then on top of that, it snowed like 8 inches during the convention. But they had to, because they basically sat around trying to figure out what they were going to do for so long that all their options were no longer options. And so McCormick Place in Chicago was literally like, if you're going to have a celebration, it's going to be in Chicago, because nowhere else is available, because you took too damn long to finally make a decision. So whoever throws these things together is like doing it at the last second, and that badge is, you know, not helping that case. Yeah. It's like someone just like, shit, here's a badge. There you go.
But what's so weird, like, once again, is I think Red 5 was saying, they're like, they had years, like, this was delayed. They had years to like get this, like, how was this just not kicking around in people's heads the whole time, going like, you know what I mean? Like we have these ideas.
Jason,
Filoni.
we
Dave?
do everything way in advance, so we can't turn it off. But we don't actually do the work till like the day before. So
Oh,
it's a little
shit,
tricky
really?
around here, it's a little. It's all in advance. We don't do it, but right before then we do the work, and that's with spontaneity. Mm-hmm.
Either works or it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's either an A or an F, just like in college.
Rogue Squadron. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get that done right before it comes out. You'll see.
Yeah.
Right before the 23rd, we're gonna shoot that like a day before. It'll come right out.
Yeah. I just had this new idea. I'm like, what if we did Rogue Squadron? It's Wedge Antilles and he's pansexual. Okay.
I love Wedge. I love it.
Pansexual Wedge Antilles. We should start that
And
rumor.
he has a little
just
kid,
watch.
Squidge Antilles. It's Wedge and
Squidge.
Squidge.
Squidge. I love Squidge. Oh man.
Yeah.
He never loved Snap
gonna be
Wexley like a real son because he had Squidge.
It's gonna be like Lone Wolf and Cub in space. I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but that's what it's gonna be like.
It turns out Filoni just copies the last thing he saw, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah, it was gonna be like Garfield, but then I read Lone Wolf and Cub, so you say you dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, I talked to marketing. They said that we couldn't copy pasta. We couldn't copyright lasagna.
It's weird because I say it pasta, but he says pasta. I don't
Pasta.
It's bullshit. It's
Dark-
pasta.
I'm thinking dark pasta. Tyrant says when art direction gets outsourced or given to someone who handles it in the most sterile way possible. Yeah, it's really quite bizarre.
I don't think that was outsourced though. Sadly, that was in-house. I'm sure. Right.
It definitely looks like it was someone playing with the clip art.
Yeah.
I had them argue with me over Yub Nub, guys. You never had this argument, all right? Like, I had to sit there and explain to them on a Return of the Jedi shirt that the ship in shop is not the Tantive 4. That's a different ship, even though they use the same model. I had to go and explain this to Luke. You know what this is like?
Okay.
Take the ship out. It's in your movie, fucker. It's just framed from the film. Like,
would we be fucked up to share the person's picture who made the badge? Is that going too far? Like I actually have the person who made it.
Don't do that unless I.
Oh no! I hit the button.
Damn it! I did it.
It was made by a kitty cat.
Toonses.
Mohawk. It was made by Mohawk.
Toonses is driving Lucasfilm marketing right off a cliff.
So what happened was they flew Mohawk out to San Francisco and they opened up Photoshop and picked some pictures and they would just toss Mohawk onto the keyboard and whatever ended up on the badge is what they did. And it took them 15 tries, but that's the best Mohawk could do. But I love it. If you consider the badge is made by a kitty, it's really good.
Then I love it.
It's great.
Yeah.
If Mohawk did the badge that way, I would say it's fucking amazing.
Well, Kurtz wanted to use a marmot, but we had just a cat lying around, so that's how it all started.
I could hear Mohawk. He's like scratching his forks together. He's like, I'm gonna eat something.
He's Bob Ross of cats.
So Aria just messaged me and said that it on the official ABC site right now, Ewan is still listed as being on. So good. Maybe a bunch of people will find out that Jimmy Kimmel isn't going to be there and drop out, and I could still go and see Ewan McGregor. That'd be great. Because some of them are probably Kenobi fans. Some of them mostly are probably Kimmel fans, though. So, anyways. Smells like making Star Wars. I know. I wish I could have named the shirt something else like that, but I can't give them any excuse to take it down.
I take all the fun out of it. Licensed and unlicensed. That's
Matt says it was a quote from a question he looked at the panel at that con. So okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't hear the whole con, so you could be doing the. What is that? Boner Champ 69. Best name, Boner Champ. Thanks for hanging out with us today, Boner Champ. And I agree, he could do a voiceover. I just don't think it's in Kenobi. That's just my yeah. Old PC guy or whatever. Soundwave.
I like it.
I asked about Natalie all the time. And the only thing that I ever got is that Padme is brought up during the fight. And it's just a moment in the duel where Kenobi acknowledges that Padme saw the good in him on her deathbed. And so I think he's going to try. And that made me believe he tries to tell him, like, come on, dude, like, we could paint you, a different color, make you look less scary, and you can be good guy again. But he's like, it's too late for me. Once you are dating Natalie Portman, everything is a step down.
Anakin, you can be blue like me when I'm a ghost and when I'm an avatar. You can be blue. Star Wars. I like how they shit on blue. I'm like, everything's blue in Star Wars. Your favorite lightsaber, your favorite ghosts, your fucking Cad Banes, your Thrawns.
No, everyone's favorite lightsaber
your
is yellow.
fucking Twi'leks. Your Papa Nemoidas.
Max Rebo. Don't forget Max Rebo.
Fucking
Papa
Baby Shark.
Nemoida
That's Star Wars.
sounds like you are taking some kind of space pill that you're not supposed to take. Like, he's just popping noidas constantly. The dude's a mess.
Originally, it was called Adderallian.
Adderallian. Papa Noidia from Adderallia.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Too on the nose.
Should I, Mike? As long as you're not one of those guys who acknowledges that, or I shouldn't say acknowledges, one of those guys who was into her during the professional years.
Oh yeah,
I get
you.
you.
I was about to choke. Let's give him some air.
Just a picture of George Lucas trying to snort cocaine is just, and then he pops up like Chevy Chase and wow.
Dr. Swain.
The one time he got crazy.
I'm only joining this now. Is Palpatine back? We don't think he's back for Kenobi, but we acknowledge that there is opportunity for him to be in Andor, and the most likely scenario would be Bad Batch. That's where we're at on it. But so Mackenzie says, I figured Ian meant that you would be able to tell his effect on Vader in the series. Okay. Yeah. If you heard the whole thing and that was your takeaway, then I didn't hear the whole thing. So I've only seen the actual like main quotes. Hey, Arya, what are your thoughts on the editor for Kenobi being the same editor for Breaking Bad? Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, to me, it's a good sign. It means that the editing should be very should definitely keep the characters in mind, but also something to remember is if you're one of the not picking on Arya, but if you're one of those people who didn't like The Last Jedi, well, that was a Breaking Bad director who went and made a Star Wars movie. So these things don't always necessarily mean that they're going to work out for you because you like one thing that you like the other. I think she's fantastic. The editing on
she's fantastic.
Breaking Bad is great.
You're in great hands. So she knows what she's doing. And you can listen to her talk. Don't take my word for it. Go listen to the Breaking Bad Insider podcast. It knows several seasons of it. Just listen to it. You can hear her talk all sorts of things. On episodes she edited, just her thoughts. There's plenty of. Don't let her do the speaking. Like, you'll see.
Yeah, if you listen to it, she goes like, "I really thought this was important for Walter White, but if it was Obi-Wan Kenobi, I would purposely mess it up just to make the internet mad." That's a quote. And then she had red eyes. Wait for it. Young Boomer says, never forget, officially, the first version of Revenge of the Sith we saw was the Lego Star Wars version. Game out months before the film. No, Lego Star Wars wasn't out months before the film. The Revenge of the Sith game was. Lego Star Wars was the first game to come out that was a good game with Revenge of the Sith in it, though. But it was out. It was pretty quick after. I remember the opening with the ships where you're able to do like the Jedi's journey towards the invisible hand, which, by the way, I gotta say, the invisible hand is from what's his name? I'm drawing a blank on his name, but it's Invisible Hand of Capitalism.
Milton Friedman.
No, Milton Friedman's a piece of shit. It was before that.
One of those guys, Murray
Adam Smith. It was Adam Smith.
Okay,
in 1759, The Theory of Moral Sentiments. Yeah, so Adam Smith. But yeah, Milton Freeman. If anybody gets a time machine, go back and kill him. He's already dead, so that's not a threat. But if you get a time machine, definitely strangle him as a baby. That said, the Invisible Hand, it's sort of a critique on anything goes capitalism.
Right now, cut to 17 something, and there's a little baby in a crib, and this little rope goes over its neck. Right?
Oh no, I feel bad. I feel bad. Adam Smith is okay, I guess.
I pop back in.
I guess.
How'd it turn out?
No, but the thing about it is that it, like, you know, under Reagan you had these false ideas of trickle down economics that were being sold and stuff like that. And I think it's a very telling joke what George Lucas did. He has the corporations, the Trade Federation, take the invisible hand and fly it into the fucking Senate steps on fire at the opening of it. And he calls it the invisible hand of capitalism. That's how you finish it. And so what happens when democracy becomes all about capitalism first, democracy second? And that's literally what he's talking about in those moments. But what I was going to say was, I have not, Slave One has gone missing. I haven't seen Invisible Hand in anything. And that's one thing I wonder if that is gone too. Will we see the Invisible Hand used in anything ever again or not?
I would say even the most hardcore Star Wars fans probably don't even know the name of that ship.
I know, and they should.
One of those things that.
Yeah. But I mean, well, okay. But here's this goes on to our next topic, and actually, I'm falling apart today. In terms of, like, I thought I had things kind of like worked out for the show, and I keep forgetting to send the images to my computer. So all day I've had to send images to my computer, but I'm going to send this new one up. I was sent this email today, and it was a really bad email. It was so bad, so poorly researched that I'm not even going to use it. But I did look at what they did do was take a screenshot from Spotify, and it's pretty funny. When you look, the rest of the article was saying that Duel of the Fates was from A New Hope, and it was just completely wrong. So I'm like, I'm not going to use anything that they had to say. But look at this on Spotify, John Williams' #1 song, Duel of the Fates by far. And then we get some Harry Potter down here. We have Imperial March. But I mean, who's listening to the Schindler's List song though? That's the one thing I will say. Who's rocking out the Schindler's List?
No.
God, you fucking get some Depeche Mode records. But anyways, but isn't it fascinating? I mean, in terms of just like as like a a prequel thing in terms of music, prequels are the #1 thing that John Williams did in his career for modern audiences. I got to say, most of your grandmas aren't on Spotify. It's mostly going to be like late Gen X and down. But Duel of the Fates is the #1 song, and I gotta say, like, that is where you are the most relevant, like in terms of modernity, to use a douchey word. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what people are listening to when it comes to John Williams today. Spotify is one of the biggest platforms, if not the biggest platform. I'm an Apple Music man myself. I think the quality is just a little bit better, and so that's where I put my money. Also, it doesn't have Joe Rogan on it. That's cool. I'm not boycotting Joe Rogan or anything. Just don't really need it.
100%.
But yeah. But I just thought that was fascinating because I mean, I say growing up, I was already like 19, 18 years old when Phantom Menace came out. But the whole time I was told when that one came out that it's not even as good as the asteroid theme from The Empire Strikes Back. And I'm like, you're fucking high. Say whatever you want about the movie. The music is fucking perfect.
Do you remember the remix of Duel of the Fates?
Oh, there was a few, but I don't. There was
a dance remix that they used to play at the club, I think.
Okay.
Or not at the club, but those are like a dance remix.
So did you ever dance to it? Were you ever like a bantha?
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of Star Wars disco. Like, I love disco. I don't like Star Wars
Miko.
So
I'm
not saying it's bad. It's just for me. I'm like, I don't like it when they mix you know, what I'm thinking of, orchestral stuff into like pop, but that's just me. Like,
I like
you
it.
know, you're either into that or you're not. I don't think there's any halfway.
Wait,
know?
look
So
at
it's
look
not
at
good or
the
bad. It's just,
look at the numbers though. Jurassic Park's
numbers
number
are-
2.
They're
and
well,
wrong.
it came out the
Schindler's
same year.
has
So,
more.
you know.
I mean, Duel of the Fates still has more listens, but what is his order?
So like
Oh,
the theme of
does have more.
Schindler's List should be 2.
yeah.
Hedwig's theme. Oh, cool.
No, Hedwig's thing should be 2.
Hedwig.
Should be Duel of the
Should be
Fates,
3.
then Hedwig, then Hedwig.
No, Schindler's is above Hedwig's.
Yeah,
So Schindler's List is number 2 on that. Hey.
God.
Either way, Duel of the Fates, number 1. Number 1. I'll take it. You know? But and I think that we're gonna have Duel of the Fates back in like a pretty big way right now too with Kenobi.
Something tells me Across the Stars didn't make the list.
Fuck
You
you,
know?
you Avatar loving motherfucker. Because Across the Stars is one of the best. I think it's his best song. I actually, I'm not
When
even
you
kidding.
listen to
Across
it
the
in
Stars
a suite,
is my favorite thing he did.
I know, but they got to remember the people at the time fucking hated it, bro. Like I was the
Nobody
only one
hated
I could get my friend. Man, dude, you weren't. What are you talking about? They shat on that to no fucking end. Don't give me that look. That whole fucking score got the shit on because there's
Maybe in
guitar in the
Idaho.
fucking score
I don't
too.
know.
No one gave two
You see,
shits
make-
about that.
Idaho thing.
I was in California at the time. Dip Idaho.
What in
What
California?
is this, La La Land and shit? I told you. That's why I called you La La Land, because they make fun of Boise in that fucking movie too. You know what I mean? You got a bunch of fucking racist Nazis in California too. Don't worry. Chicago, wherever you're at.
Huntington
So
Beach.
you know, they're everywhere. Don't worry. Check behind that closet. So
No, but I honestly, before, so I remember it really, really well. When Across the Stars came out, what happened was it didn't have the same push that Duel of the Fates had. They just decided not. I don't think they saw any like real benefit to it at the time. So they didn't do it. Like the music video that they did was really half-assed. They didn't really try very hard. And by Battle of the Heroes, I don't even think we had a music video. They were just stopping that that way of doing things. After post-release, when people started shitting on the movie, they may have said whatever they wanted to, but before it came out, it was pretty big. The guitar stuff didn't become an issue until the soundtrack leaked for Attack of the Clones, and then that's when people were like shitting on it. But even that was like really stupid. That was just because some of those idiots can't take new ideas at the same time. Whereas now, listen to Mando, and you couldn't even do that soundtrack without a guitar. You know, I don't think. But Princess Leia and the Revolution, yeah, that's what I say. Matt was trolling me, of course. I fell for it. Bud Bundy looking great tonight, says Patrick Boyle. I think that's you. Is that you? Are you our David Faustino?
look, it's Grandmaster B. All right,
Grandmaster B. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Aria says, Book of Boba Fett gallery comes out on May 4th. We will see behind the scenes of the whole process and even the reaction to the backlash. So I wonder how John feels on not being on Filoni's level. I don't think they're going to show a fucking thing about backlash. Aria.
So hold on. So
Sorry.
I wonder how John feels about not being on Filoni's level.
Yeah, that's not.
He
Yeah.
wrote all of the Mandos as well, bro. Like I'm trying to figure. Look, Favreau's had some hits and some losses. Like I love Zathura. That got him the Iron Man gig, right? Cowboys and Aliens, not great. You know what I mean? Fantastic premise. One of the greatest trailers I've ever seen in the theater. Just fucking blew my eyes. Like, this looks fantastic. Go see the movie. What the fuck
Iron Man
happened?
2? I say bring a comic book. You'll be less bored.
Iron Man 2 is not near. Look, the problem with Iron Man 2 is Elon Musk is in it. That's the problem. So if we could just trim his fucking ass out,
Who was the
it'd be
bad
10
guy?
times better.
The bad guy? The actor?
What's his name?
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, it was terrible. He was terrible.
Yeah, but fucking Justin Hammer was brilliant.
Yeah.
Like Sam Rockwell. They bring him back. The movie's not that bad. The problem with the movie, man, is it's just, you know, like they didn't know what they were doing and they figured that out. And that's what I love about a studio that learns right? They learn, and then they fuck up a little bit later from Thor 2, and then they learn. You gotta learn. You don't just go, that's it. Oh, project's canceled. We're getting out of the movies. Like, it's $1 billion. You don't get nothing. Like, that's not what you do, man. Solo 2 should have already happened. Solo and Lando. I don't know, fucking whatever you need to call it. Solo and the Wookiee. Like, call that shit whatever you want. Like, they could have fucking fixed their whole thing and built an audience.
I think they should have just done Rogue Squadron.
I've been reading the Marvel Studios book because it was 50% off.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for 2 weeks now. 50% off. I love it. And so, and one of the things in the startup of that studio that Feige did was he went and bought a copy of Rinsler's Star Wars books and gave it to every one of Marvel Entertainment's executives, because he was like, they have know nothing about making movies and they have no idea how hard this shit's gonna be and how it's gonna fail, and I need them to fucking see that it will get bad, it will not, and here's how you can fix. And he even gave one to Favreau. Favreau didn't own that book before that, so like, so Favreau's in there talking about how, like, I got on the shelf, it's crazy, we see how this stuff goes down, blah, blah. Favreau didn't believe in any form of digital effects before Iron Man, and then he goes on to fucking make Jungle Book, you know what I'm saying? Like, help the volume and shit, like, so, like, that, I mean, this studio, just iterate, man, just fucking take what works, and whatever didn't, like, as they say in Big Trouble in Little China, right? It's like Chinese buffet. Take what you want and leave the fucking rest.
The irony is that Disney would never publish those books now.
No.
They just published them. The Marvel books. You mean the Rinsler books?
Yeah, the Rinsler books. Yeah, because I mean, he even said, when he was writing Force Awakens, he's like, this is never going to see light of day. They're never going to publish this.
The Marvel Studio book isn't as honest as the Rinsler book, but it is not as anywhere near as PR as the Art of books. It's a fairly good read, like what they do is when they hit a trouble spot, they go, we encounter trouble, and then cut to this,
Yeah. But when you have like 20 wins in a row, you can go, oh, we could be a little bit honest about how the sausage is made here because everybody loves the sausage.
Yeah.
It's not
but
really.
They don't shy away from like Ed Norton.
I saw you can't do that on television. So not the sausage.
Yeah, but they don't shy away from the Ed Norton being a problem thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. They don't shy away from that. Like they
making
just
a solo. They shy away from everything. They don't talk. About you'd think Ron Howard was hired day one, and everything went great. It's a fucking trash book.
Yeah, but but I'm just saying, like, if they were more honest about it after the fact, like, give it 5 years, man, we all forgive. People forget. Who would have thought after Batman and Robin, you get the Dark Knight and then eventually the Batman and everything else, right? Like, it is possible.
It's actually kind of good for us, the people who know what was really going on at the time, because it means for the first time in a long time, unauthorized making ofs will actually have most of the juice on like the official.
I take it back. Never make that book.
No, I would rather they find themselves a new Rinsler and be honest and really just talk about the difficulties. It may even get them some empathy. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, the sad thing in
give us a 2-year exclusive. Sorry.
Rinsler said that Disney views those books as marketing tools, not as a behind the scenes look, a true behind the scenes look. They don't care. They just want, if this promotes our product, great. If it doesn't, then we're not interested.
The best thing ever was sitting at some Disney. Might have been like the 50th or so. I can't remember what the fuck it was. It was some bullshit, and it's just like and we're giving the honorable mention statue to Little Lacey, and Little Lacey was Disney's princess in 1965. Like, just all this bullshit, and all these Disney people are like, yay! And it's always like she kept her head up even when there was racism, and everything. Yeah, and then George Lucas comes out and he's just like, I never actually worked for you. Thanks. That's what he said. I never actually worked for you.
Nice.
Yeah. But and I'm like, thank you, George, because I don't know if I'm just having a really bad morning in a really bad mood sitting through that shit, But then George Lucas comes out and I'm like, you feel the same way, buddy. And even you don't know why the fuck you're there. Because I don't know why I'm there either. And but yeah, no, it's true. I mean, they would rather sell a myth about how the magic happens than anything else, because that's everything is about like making it seem like everything's good in the neighborhood. That's what they want it to look like all the time. Whereas like George Lucas's like whole thing, and even the point of giving that book to the people at Marvel, is that making movies is hard. Making movies is like solving a billion different puzzles, and nobody knows how to do it every time. They have to start over and learn it again to some extent. But like fans or internet commentators are oftentimes like, what? Everything's out of control. And Arya, I'm going to pick on you for a second, Arya. The idea that Filoni and Favreau are competing, or he's like, oh, I'm never going to catch up to Favreau, or I wish I was like that Filoni with that fucking cool hat. Like that's just like not
$2 billion films for Disney. You know what I mean?
Yeah. These people are those guys are very secure.
Yeah.
In what they in their careers and the trajectory and stuff like that. Like the actual place that most of the stuff happens are usually on people are people that are hungry, and their names of people that if I told you who they were, it would just mean nothing to you. I mean, that's the issue. Whenever I hear about any kind of scheming or any kind of like dirty kind of shit that's gone on and stuff like that, it's like, who was that again? Okay. And then like most corporations, they're not there in 6 months. They've gone on to Tesla or something. No one stays in these corporate jobs for fucking any time at all. So it's so you really don't actually end up learning their names, because they move on. They go on to fucking Foot Locker or some bullshit as the CEO. Something like that. Hey, I'm not talking shit on the Foot or the Locker. I'm just using it as an example. Orange Julius, the CEO of Orange Julius. Now that's a motherfucker. No, I have no idea who that is. Young Boomer says, surprise celebration hasn't gone for an Attack of the Clone style badge to mark its 20th. There are so many things that make so much sense, more than whatever it was that it doesn't pass the squint test whatsoever. We should go on Twitter and go, we are visually impaired and we could barely see. How would you pick this?
You want people to remember Attack of the Clones?
I think so. I think
that was what Boba Fett was supposed to be for. Right?
Yeah, well,
that was their chance.
But let's be honest about how
I'm not being facetious. Like that was legitimately the place to celebrate 20 years and do sort of a semi-sequel in a way, you know.
But as those movies, as they hit 20 years, as they hit 30 years and shit like that, sort of you become way more forgiving. Like if I was to watch the original Pete's Dragon at the theater as a new movie today, I would be losing my shit. Like, what is this dog shit? But you put Pete's Dragon on it and you're just like, yeah, it's Pete's Dragon, man. It's always been that way. It is what it is. It's a bedrock. It's the way it's always been. Who am I to question it? And then you just take it for what it is. And so I think Attack of the Clones just being taken for what it is the end game there. That's the big project, celebrating what people like. I think that the memification of the prequels is actually the best thing that ever happened to it. It ends up working actually as positive PR spin for it in the end, as opposed to the other side of it. I like, sand, it's coarse, rough, it gets everywhere. That was a damning comment. Now today it's a win. Yeah. Today it's in a Lego Star Wars game, and it's actually one of the highlights of it. And so, I'm going to pick on my buddy Bespin Bulletin. He loves Fast and the Furious as a franchise because of how memeable it is, though. He likes it as a meme, and then he enjoys it. And that kind of shit does happen, or even bad movies, like really bad movies where things hit that thing, then, they end up going to midnight showings of it and loving it, it's.
I always find it weird that, and actually, I just happened to stumble across an old interview from Lucas, and I'm trying to remember, it was back from when the prequels were coming out, and the interview was talking about you get a lot of criticism for your dialogue, and he's like, yeah, I write shitty dialogue. It's the movie's not driven by the dialogue. I'm not pretending that this is anything good. This is the style of acting that I was going for, and it's this hammy type of thing, and that was intentional. And so you kind of have to draw the line of where people just don't like Star Wars because they don't like what it is, versus being, generally critical in some, legitimate aspect. Because I can criticize a lot of movies I didn't like because they're not for me. But it's not someone could look at Rob's artwork. Obviously, Rob's a very talented artist, but they could say, I don't like his style. Okay, well, that's different than saying it's poorly done versus saying this isn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
There's two very different arguments in there, and I think people don't understand that. They say this isn't my cup of tea, therefore it's terrible. And that's
poorly made is the special edition. I mean the holiday special. Right?
Yes,
that's poorly made.
Yeah,
there's no redeeming factor to this other than sheer horrified fascination. Like you're not taking away anything from that, and like, oh man, this could influence me, and there's nothing to learn from that. Just don't ever do that. Like caution,
Yeah, no, it's like I think when you're evaluating anything artistic, what you believe the artist's intention is what you kind of need to like take into account, and then how well did they execute their intention. And then does what the artist does matter to you? Because because you can't look at Attack of the Clones and say that guy cared about dialogue. You just can't. Like, he's got going over the top. But then you could look at Attack of the Clones and go, but what that guy does, do I care about it? Does it work for me? Would it ever? No. So then I don't like it. It's not for me. Okay, I'm just gonna move on, or make it my personality. That's literally what people say. I can make it my personality. They don't know if they know that they say that, but that's what they said. From people who hated the prequels to the Phantom Menace, I'm going to make it my personality. It's weird. It's very weird.
Well, and then there was those artists like, I remember M. Night Shyamalan trying to defend his Avatar movie. Not the James Cameron one, obviously, but the Last Airbender. Trying to say that, nobody understood him, and he was just like too cool for the room. You guys just don't get it. I'm way smarter than everybody else. And it's like, no, I fucking get it. The movie's terrible. I mean, it's just, I get what I understand what he's trying to say, but it's just, you look at that movie.
I watched a little kid cry his way out just cry because they were ruining. I'm like, they didn't have the meme, but I think about that meme from what was it with James Franco first time?
I remember leaving that movie not really giving a shit about it, going like, oh well, cartoon's still fun. But I remember there being like people that are probably part of an anime club at high school or something like that, just completely destroyed. And it was a little bit like, in my head, I'm like, well, you do have the anime, and your anime is never going to get better in live action. But it was not well done. It was not well done. That goes without saying. Luke Miller says, what happens when you touch Dwayne Johnson's butt? You hit rock bottom. Yeah, I get it. It's so dumb. The young boomer, not to worry. We are still flying half a hand, and it's invisible. And it's visible. Yeah. Yeah. Young boomer says, I figured it would be Duel of the Fates at number 1, but my choice is Battle of the Heroes. Yeah. Battle of the Heroes is pretty good. I always thought, though, that Williams should have done a better job of putting them together. Of you know what I mean? Of getting those to seg into each other in a more like rockin' way. Because I could hear a way of doing it.
Well, the problem
is it's one of my hopes for Kenobi is that's what they've done.
Well, the problem with especially that third film is the editing is so spastic because of the way they were reconfiguring the film over and over again.
Yeah.
And so you got Ben Burtt in there just like doing literally rando loops where it fades out, fades back in, fades out, fades back in, just to kind of cut over and kind of loop because it couldn't bring the final edit in to be scored in one long take or something. Like it's jarring, because it goes on so long too. It's just, it's a bit of a shame. I really wish that when they went to the DVD release, I was hoping that they would have come back and did like, hey, John, want to come in? Johnny, want to come in here and give it the old polish since we didn't have time for the theatrical release? You know, I was hoping.
Yeah,
no dice.
That would have cost way too much money, so they would never do it. He probably would have if they would have paid him though.
Pepsi can pay for it.
I'm going to assume that JW is Jason Ward as a god and Duel of the Fates is straight fire. So I'll take that's what you mean. Okay, she means John Williams. Aria says, all I gotta say is there's a reasoning behind Dave getting a high promotion while John hasn't. Filoni hasn't missed since Avatar. That's not really true, Aria. The Clone Wars movie was a massive bomb. So Filoni literally started with the bomb. And then only had up to go from there. And I would, yeah, but I gotta say, Dave Filoni is a permanent Lucasfilm employee, whereas Jon Favreau keeps taking projects from Lucasfilm. They're not in the same system. Jon Favreau may just go, I'm bored with Star Wars, and may just wander off and start doing Chef 2 or something tomorrow. You never know. And whereas Dave Filoni works at Lucasfilm and will always, as far as we know, and be making Star Wars content. Like he's Star Wars full time. Favreau isn't. It's not the same. It's not a 1-to-1 kind of thing. And I would even say that it most likely Filoni actually answers to Favreau. Overall, Favreau is the showrunner on the things that they are on the shows that they're making.
You got to wonder though.
What was that, Max?
I hear you saying that like in girlfriend mode.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a bitch.
You gotta
I'm
wonder
a real bitch.
If Dave Filoni were to ever, he gets enough live action cred under his belt, and he gets offered to do a movie that is not Star Wars with the studio that is not Lucasfilm, does he take that? Does he pitch an idea to a studio and they sign him up and he leaves town? That could happen.
I'm gonna do Morbius too.
Wait, you did Morbius too?
Morbius too. Morbius too. Mm-hmm. He's gonna be the little sucker that could, Morbius too.
The little sucker that could. Eric Dent says, "Hey yo, hey Eric, how's it going, dude?"
Right.
So
I was addressing Santa.
Aria says, "Have we ever gotten soundtrack leaks before? And could that happen with Kenobi?" We've had many soundtrack leaks in the past. But and for Force Awakens, I was getting stuff for that one. But I don't know if we would get it from Kenobi. Was Book of Boba Fett's theme came out before the show? Was that a leak? I don't know if that was actually technically a leak or if it was a planned release. I'm not sure where it came from. It just was out there. So, but we did hear Book of Boba Fett's theme song the day or two before Book of Boba Fett hit, I think. So there's possibility that we may have. I would say with John Williams being involved, there's a possibility that we could even have a single release. But we haven't heard anything about that. Is Mohawk sharpening his knives?
I'm sorry, it's my air conditioner.
Oh, is that your air? Oh, okay. Revenge Guy says, yo, time for the show. Hey, Revenge Guy, how's it going?
It's Nari's body swinging around the fan.
Yeah.
Jason, I don't know if you're
Nari just swinging back and forth.
Mohawk's sleeping right now. I'm surprised, actually.
He's all tuckered out. So living his best Mohawk life. But anyways, I think we did it. I think we've done the show. I think we'll end it here. But thanks for hanging out with us today, Max and James, and Rob as always, of course. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. unless I end up working too much for the May 4th show, in which case we might not do one tomorrow, but I think we probably will. If there's anything to report on, I'll want to talk about it. We will. But if there's no news, then we'll take tomorrow off. That's kind of where I'm at with it right now, which is very non-committal, and I apologize.
Be busy.
Yeah, because May 4th we have a lot. We have a lot going on, and because if I have my way, I'm gonna come in the room like this. I told you. Oh God. That's the plan. So we'll see everyone. Thanks to everyone who's a channel member. And we'll talk to everyone tomorrow or the next day. Bye.
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go. It's not about spaceships. Hey!
For our next exercise, I would like you to enter me for 30 thrusts. Let's do that 10 times. And continue until I say we're done.